All right, everybody, it's time to give this thing a lidectomy. We're going to convert it from this style of lid to the new style of lid, which is going to be cut right about here, like this, at a slight angle down, and then it'll fold down like this. So, got some feedback about different things. So the first thing is we won't need this silly little rain fly thing up here, and then we'll get rid of these hinges. We'll take it up and give it a cut, and we can get rid of that chimney looking thing over there too. So I'll pause this and get it taken apart. Okay, with the top off, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to mark a line, and this line, the distance from here to here, is going to be the size of your shelf. So if you want a 6-inch shelf, you know, cut it 6 inches. If you want an 8-inch shelf, cut it 8 inches. If you want a 12-inch shelf, cut it 12 inches. I chose 8 inches because a Langstroth deep is, 9 inches, so I can put it on there, still have a little hanging off, and I don't have to worry about it falling off. And then what you're going to do is you're going to set your saw to 45 degrees so that you're cutting like that. So the angle is actually going up against where the roof is going to go. And so that'll become clear here in a second when I get this cut. Then this will hinge down and you won't be able to get water in there. So we'll make that cut now, and then I'll show you how that's going to go together. Okay, here's a pro tip. If there's a screw in the way, make sure you get it out of there before you saw through it. But when you're all done, that way you won't break out your hive pieces here. When you're all done, you get a cut like that. And okay, full disclosure, it's 92 degrees. The school's got some bees, and they got a beehive that's not gonna work out for them, so I got to get this one done and get it over there. So I'm rushing, and you know what happens when you rush. Anyway, so when you get all done, you'll have just a little bit of cut left here. So then set your saw up and finish that cut on each side, and then you'll have a 2-piece lid, and I'll show you how that goes together. All right, and just like that, you've got a 2-piece hive, and you're going to have to put in probably an extra screw in, reinforce things a little bit on both sides. So you'll need an extra screw here. I haven't put that one in. See, I cut this one in half too. So I'll get that reinforced, and then the next thing we got to do is move these hinges up here, because that's going to be where the hinges go now. That's kind of the bottom. So I'll reinforce this and move those hinges, and we'll go from there. All right, here we are back at the hive, and I've got the bottom on there. Just lining it up, and we're going to put the hinges on while it's on the hive, right? So we get everything lined up right. And yeah, I did hack this up pretty bad on this side, but that's all right. It's a beehive. It's, like I say, we're not landing a rover on Mars. We're making a home for bees, so they'll survive. All right, let me put some hinges on, and I'll show you how this is going to work. All right, and then once you kind of know where your hinges are going to go, you take this off and you put them on, right? And so they're all kind of leaning over the same amount, like that. And then put it on there and screw it in there. So we'll do that next. All right, and that's what it looks like with the bottom half in and the hinges on. I think it's important probably to have these strap hinges, because this is going to carry quite a bit of load. So what happens is, this is going to be your shelf. So it folds down, and there's your work area, okay? Or there'll be an option where you can just let it fold all the way down like that, so you have a easier access to it. So the next step is, let's put the top piece on. So I'll go do that and show you how that goes on. Okay, I almost forgot. I gotta take this little chimney looking thing off. My old doorstop. I'm gonna probably reuse this, but I think there's just a couple of screws, one there and maybe one there holding that. So we'll take that off. All right, so now we start to see the genius of the design. So I don't know this is genius, but we'll see if it works. This is cut at a 45-degree angle, so it's not level with the ground. So water runs down here, it can't drain back. Sorry, water runs down here, it can't drain back. Now we're going to put a couple of strap hinges on there, and we'll show you how it opens. And there you have it, a lid with a bunch of hinges on it. Now you may be thinking, how come so many hinges? Well, it's because these are what I had in the garage, And ideally you'd want to get maybe a 3-inch instead of a 2-inch strap hinge. And I had this one too, and since it's going to the high school, I thought I'd throw one more hinge on there. And it looks kind of nice, evenly centered. So here's how this works now. To open it, let me see if I can get this in here. You open it like this, and then pull it down. Am I getting this in the video? Yeah, like that. And then all I have to do is add some blocks down here, the right spot. You can see how that makes a little shelf. And if you don't want the little shelf, then you just let it hang like that. So the best of both worlds. And when it's up, I got one more piece that I got to put on, but I don't have time today, and I don't have the piece. Just a 1x4 across here, across the top here, so that rain can't get in here, and it'll drain off there and drain down here. So there it is, the new top. So I'm going to go put those blocks on and get it set up, and then I'll show you the almost final product without that top piece. And I'll have to sand this down and repaint that over there and paint that top piece, but that can be done with the bees in the hive on a different day. This has to get out there. We got storms tomorrow, and those bees need a home. So here we go. I'll put those blocks on. All right, there's the finished product. The deer flies have found me, and you just put a little 2x4 on there, and that's apparently all it needs, at least with mine. You know, the angle of this leg, you might be this long leg, yours might be a little different angle, but then in theory, all you do when you come down here is just open the top and pull it down and put it against that brace, which I can't see. There it is. And you got yourself a little work table. And then if you don't want it, down it goes. So that's kind of how it works. Pretty cool. All right, that's the new lid design. Hope everybody enjoyed me struggling through that in the 92-degree temperatures with 94% humidity. It is warm. All right, now to go drop this thing off at the high school and get some bees in it so the storms don't get them. And here's the hive after the storm. You can see the box was just destroyed. So that's why we had to get it out here. The nuke that these were coming in. And I still got to put a board across the top there, the 1x4. But the bees are going in and out, so everybody's happy.